Narayana Namaskritta Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Girayam Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitanya Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamaya Dadatila Panantikam Andeham Sri Guru Shrattapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupa Sagrahatam Sahagana Raghunatham Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vichakamritam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Vinavadu Jagatpate Kanchana Gaura Devi Navaneshwari Krisava Sutevi Pranamani Hari Priye Panchakarupa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaevacha Patitana Pavaneyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text 34. We start with the word in Sanskrit. Bhagavan Brahma Kasnyena Trihim Aviksya Manishaya Tat Yavasyat Utasmaha Ratihi Atman Yataha Bhavet Bhagavan Brahma Kasyena Bhagavan Brahma Kasyena Tridam Vichya Manishaya Tridam Vichya Manishaya Tadavyavasyat Kutasto Atiratmam Yato Brahma Kasyena Tridam Vichya Manishaya Tadavyavasyat Kutosta Ratiratmam Yato Bhavet Brahma Kasyena Tridam Vichya Manishaya Yavasyat Buddhosto Ratiratman Yato Bhavet. Someone want to read?
भगवान ब्रह्मा करते श्याम श्रीवत्स्य मनीषः
Bhagavan, the great personality, Brahma, the Vedas, Kasmina, by some summarization. Three times. Amriksha, scrutinized. Exam. Anisaya, with scholarly attention. That ascertained Utastaha, with concentration of mind. Latihi, attraction. Atman, Atmani. Atmani means your cause. Here is Atman and Atmani. Atmani means your cause. junto de Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Yataha, by which Mavet is so happy. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The great personality Brahma, with great attention and concentration of the mind, studying the Vedas 3 times, and after scrutiniously examining them, he ascertained that attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the highest perfection of religion. Purport: Sri Sukadeva Swami is referring to the highest Vedic authority, Lord Brahma, who is the qualitative incarnation of Godhead. The Vedas were told to Brahmaji in the beginning of the material creation. Although Brahmaji was there to hear Vedic instruction directly from the personality of Godhead in order to satisfy the inquisitiveness of all prospective students of the Vedas. Brahmaji, just like a scholar, studied the Vedas 3 times, as generally done by all scholars. He studied with great attention, concentrating on the purpose of the Vedas. And after scrutiniously examining the whole process, he ascertained that become a pure, unalloyed devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the topmost perfection of all religious principles. And this is the last instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, directly presented by the personality of God. The Vedic conclusion is thus accepted by all acharyas, and those who are against this conclusion are only Veda-Ratas, as explained in Bhagavad Gita 2.42. So this topic is about on the beginning, when Brahma he get the instruction from Narayana. And on the beginning, it was the Vedic knowledge was translated from family to families. In the time when there was not the Sanskrit characters. So there was families of Brahmanas passed this knowledge, transmitted the knowledge of the next family, next generation, next generation, next generation. And when Vyasadeva he don't know the character Sanskrit, so he spoke and Ganesh writing. And Vyasadeva, he writing for many years about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But when he meets his guru, Narada Muni, Naramuni saw the Vyasadeva was unhappy. So Naramuni said for Vyasadeva, you're writing Vedas for many, many years, but you are unhappy. You are unhappy because you forget the Supreme Personality of God. And after this meeting with his guru, after this meeting, Vyasadeva started to concentrate mind, not specifically Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. He started to concentrate mind, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. That becomes more personal. He started writing there, Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam is a commentary, natural commentary of Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra is composed by 4 chapters. The first and second chapter is about Sambandha. The third chapter, Avideya. And the 4th chapter of Vedanta Sutra is about Prayojana. Prayojana is the aim. Sambandha. Sambandha is the beginning, the discover your relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Discover your position, your relation. Avideya is action. Avideya is action. Avideya is the process. And Prayojana is the aim. Krishna Prema. Unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, the society is completely degraded. Completely degraded. Because the aim is not spiritual. The aim is material. And the leaders of the society, the leaders, the ministers, they have no knowledge about Sambandha, Videya, and Prayojana. So they don't teach anybody. When I go to the primary school, I remember in that time there was one day, a week, one day, where the argument, the lesson was that religion, we study religion. So there was something interesting about religion, even if there's this culture coming from Christian people, and they don't know anything about the Supreme Personality of God and Krishna. But there was something interesting about religion, no? To become, at least to become civilized. Because now, especially in the world, Western, is that they become completely uncivilized. There is no any information. And I ask the young people now in the primary school, you get some information about religion. And they say, no, it's not anymore. Kali Yuga advanced, and the interesting is less. It's not anymore interesting. So if the leaders don't give instruction, spiritual instruction, the society will become completely demoniac. And this is the situation actually. So, if the materialistic society know only three points, Sambandha, Videya, Prayojana, that change completely the world, not become perfect, but at least become civilized. The person becomes civilized when then start to follow Brahma. When the society start to get some information about Vedas, in this moment becomes civilized. Otherwise, what is the aim? What is the aim? What the authorities of one country want. They want the country become rich country. But now people understand riches means knowledge. The materialist society don't understand it, and they live what is the interesting of the liver. The interesting is to make exportation much. Production, consumerism, and exportation. And like that we become rich country. Maya. So the aim is completely material. Completely. And everybody work for the system. Production of that, production of everything. And what about Krishna? What about Krishna? What you give? And that was also because Narada Muni, he don't agree what Sri Vyasadeva do is approved. Okay, it's approved. It was undirected because on the beginning Vyasadeva writing about 8 or 9 activities like charity, worship the demigod, studying the Vedas, yoga, restriction in the family. All that is okay. But he forget the God. So for that he start to writing after the meeting with Narada Muni. He start to writing about Nama, Guna, Rupa, Lila. And for that, Srimad Bhagavatam is the more important literature because it's completely personal. It's okay to Hinduist people also then study the Vedas and some part of the Vedas, and they know something about worship X demigod to get X benefit, worship another goddess to get another benefit, and then no. But all this is just to reduce darkness. Because in Kali Yuga, the society completely in darkness, completely. Eating, sleeping, meeting, define himself. In define himself is do anything to define himself, even steal or kill or anything, define himself. This is what liberal consciousness, completely material. Anamaya is the more than liberal of consciousness, material. Anamaya, pranamaya. Pranamaya is different. The impetus, the more strong impetus in Pranamaya is to define himself. In Anamaya is the strong impetus is to eat. And this is everyone we was this level of consciousness. Everyone. When we born, after a few hours we feel some fire. And we don't understand anything. We just born. We don't understand anything. So what we do, we cry. Cry. The mother put milk in the mouth. After a few hours again, we feel this fire. And what we do, we cry. And the mother put milk. So this is the first realization. Anamaya. When I cry, then give me food. And some people stay all life in this level. Anamaya. And he cry in another way. He cry by complaint. He cry. Sometimes people go in the road to complain about the salary we want. Then you rush the salary. This is Anamaya. Then the impetus is to eat. This is more Anamaya and Pranamaya. Pranamaya is to define. So this some people is all the rest of the life is in Anamaya and Pranamaya. But after is the third level of material consciousness. Anamaya, Pranamaya, and Jnanamaya. When one reaching this level of consciousness, they start to get interesting about Brahma. Who is Brahma? What is Vedas? Who is God? What is that religion? What is the difference about this religion and that religion? They start to get interesting. And this is the more high level of material consciousness. And everyone was in these three levels. Anamaya, Pranamaya, and Jnana. Pranamaya is the more strong impetus is to define himself. So everybody has one house, everybody has one family, everybody is one, now everybody has one cycle, motorcycle, everybody. So me also, I want. I have to define myself. Why everybody has it, I have not. So I start to speculate how to make some money to get that and that and that. But when the people start to concentrate mind in the Jnana Maya, who is God? I want to know something about that. This is the best level of material consciousness. After is another two levels, but this transcendent. Vijnana Maya and Ananda Maya. So everyone experimented in the material society. We experimented, the devotees experimented these three levels. Because if we are here now, it's because one day we think about who is God, but I want to know something. So everyone was this level, Jnana Maya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So in the beginning, what Vyasadeva writing was to reduce darkness. Because from the moment we follow in the Mahatattva, the only experience is in darkness, everything. The first idea when one living entity follow in the material world, the Mahatattva, the first idea is asat, is no anymore sat, is no eternal activity, become temporary activity. And the first idea is to control the prakriti. Control the prakriti. I have to cross the river. How can I do? So I cut one tree and I put the trees there in the river and I cross the river. So another one want to do the same but more comfortable. And he make another kind of bridge. And next year or 10 years after, another one do another bridge better. How called the bridge in America, the big bridge? I forget it. The big bridge crossing to the we get there the temple also is called I forget the big bridge. I forget the name. Anyway, every year we want to make one new model of something. And that becomes sophisticated. This mobile, after 20 years, you must, it's not anymore. Nobody wants because it's old mobile. Then after 20 years will be something more and more sophisticated. Maybe he will speak for us. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada says, sophistication of life bring far away your mind from God. This is the really problem. We can use everything in Krishna consciousness, even the most sophisticated thing. But take care because the attention, because sometimes this thing keep the mind. There was one temple somewhere in India, I don't want to give name. There was one temple with something like 7 or 10 years ago. And then discovered that there's so many devotees, initiate devotees go home, you don't come back anymore. So there was one who was in charge of pediatra. He went to meet one by one in the house of all these devotees, or something like 20 devotees. In a few years, something like 15 or 20 devotees disappeared after initiation. And he go and speak with everyone to understand what happened with you. And the conclusion was these 15 or 20 devotees was people who every day was like that. And then, okay, you can read the Bhagavatam also. You get there in a way. So, but after some time, it starts to, the mind quickly become engaged in other kind of program, but it's not spiritual. Start to be engaged. It's danger, very danger. If you are not strong, then keep your mind. And sometimes also if you are strong, then keep your mind. For that, Prabhupada said the sophistication of the existence bring far away your mind from God. Mm. It's not easy to go out from the jail of Durga. It's not easy. We must be very serious and take care also about this kind of sophistication. Daivihi yajaguna mai mama maya kuratyayama evayi papaya maya natam. Yeah, if you surrender to Krishna, you can cross very easy. The surrender don't mean I shave my head and put tilak. This is not surrender. Surrender means to realize our activity is not independent. And for that, the movement of Sri Sri Gaura is perfect. The Nama Sankirtan is perfect because in every department is one leader. And you do what the leader says. Why? Because Krishna acts by his devotee. Yesterday, one young devotee asked me, he said, sometimes the leader give 2 or 3 service. So how to do is 2 or 3. So I say, first thing you accept it. When you do that and that and that. Surrender. If you surrender, Krishna arrange all the rest. Even if you think it's difficult to perform 3 services, it's difficult. But if you surrender, that is what Krishna wants. If you surrender, okay. First you say, okay. After you start to use your intelligence, how can I do that? One time I was for a few days in Argentina. Guru Maharaj, Raghunath Swami Maharaj, he is in charge of the Padayatra world. And he sent me one email saying, we want to offer him for Srila Prabhupada centenary 100 Padayatra. Until now, we perform 75 in 75 places. Argentina never got Padayatra. So do the best to organize one Padayatra there. When I saw this my mind, immediately saying it's impossible. Immediately. It's impossible. I got to $1 in my pocket. I had to purchase material, construct one chariot, go to see where can I find dressing bull, because in South America it's not easy like here. Here anywhere you can purchase 2 bulls. When I start to think about how can I organize it, I think my mind said immediately it's impossible. I was ready to write and say, I have $1, it's impossible. What can I do? But after start, no, the Paramatma, I start to think about it. I start to use the intelligence. And I say, I remember when the Guru give you one service, together with the service, is also the blessing, is also the power to do that. It's not impossible. So I start to think, okay, what I do? First thing, I speak with the authorities. I show the email and I say, how can I do that? Immediately, when I decide to do this, immediately Krishna arranged it. There was one devotee, very expert in any kind of construction. And he told me, listen, if you do the sketch of the chariot, I can do the chariot. The only thing you must give me the material. And another one say, if you want to collect it, you make one list of how many incense, because he exported incense from India. You told me how many box of incense you want, and I give you, and like that I do service for the Padayatra. And everything become easy. I do nothing practically. I just try to follow the instruction. And we do the Padayatra. It was very nice, very nice. Many radio, television, nice preaching, book distribution, very, very nice. And Guru Maharaj was very satisfied because we sent all the newspaper and all the news. And when I finished this Padayatra, was short Padayatra, only 2 weeks, because it was just to offering for Srila Prabhupada. But when I finished, Guru Maharaj write another email, say, okay, now you have the chariot, the book, the devotees, the deities, the everything. Go with the Padayatra in another country. And South America is long distance. It's not like Europe. Europe countries is not big extension. There is. So we do the second Padayatra from Argentina to Brazil. In total, I spent 3 years. But what I do, the special, nothing, is the mercy of the Lord. When you surrender, you get everything. He arranged it. So surrender is not just to put the pillar in make always. Surrender must to realize my activity. My activity is not independent. Depend of God, depend of the Paramatma, depend of the help of the God. It's not my activity. Perform service is not complicated. Everyone, even the children, can do service. Susukam is something easy, sweet. But surrender is another thing. And this is I saw many times devotees, young devotees, especially, they ask questions. Because the problem in the base is they are not ready to surrender. Don't follow the instruction, follow the mind. This is the problem. We must learn how to disobey the mind. We must to become expert. When the mind wants to put some new laws, you please you stay there. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare. I will read again the text of today, 34. The great personality Brahma, with great attention and concentration of the mind, studied the Veda 3 times, and after scrupulously examining them, he ascertained the attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the highest perfection of religions. That means we are in the right way. Some question? there is some question to make. How to surrender. But
said about the sophistication which are being on this material right now, advanced medicine technology.
yeah,
So for the mission, sometimes it is also required.
hello?
I mean, for the mission of Rupa, expanding.
Yeah, I told about it. We use it also.
Yeah, but somehow the problem is the same. That somehow one time, second time, and then gradually we are also stuck with this thing. So how to be follow the yukta vairagya, using the thing still not attached or not.
Yukta Vairagya. Guru Maharaj one time he said, someone told the same argument. He said, yeah, Yukta Vairagya. Guru Maharaj said, Yukta Vairagya ki jai, he said. He said, we are very expert. We purchase the best sophisticated in this thing and say, this for Krishna service. Yukta Vairagya. Now take care of this Yukta Vairagya. Yeah. To go back to the spiritual world is necessary to be simple, humble, and take care of sophistication. Okay, we can stop. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Govinda ki jai. Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Sadhu Sangha ki jai. Jai Gur Premanande. Thank you for your attention. Hare Krishna.